We all know that our heartbeat increases when we see something scary, but your brain and your nervous system actually play a really big part in regulating the fear and the response of your body. Let's start with the brain. Here we will see that the limbic system, responsible for the fight or flight responses of this young man, is receiving inputs from the visual system. The visual system sends signals through neurons to the lateral nucleus of the amygdala. The amygdala will evaluate the emotional importance of whatever Sergio just saw, consider it a threat, and fire a signal from the central nucleus down to activate the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus will send action potentials through sympathetic fibers in the hypothalamic spinal tract down to the preganglionic fibers attached to the spinal cord. These preganglionic fibers will synapse with postganglionic fibers by secreting a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. After this synapse, the signal continues through the postganglionic fibers until it reaches the adrenergic receptors of the heart. Another neurotransmitter is released here that binds to the beta-1 adrenergic receptor. This neurotransmitter is called norepinephrine. Once norepinephrine binds to the receptor, the alpha subunit of a G protein complex attached to this receptor replaces its GDP with GTP. This causes the rest of the protein complex to dissociate due to the change in shape and move towards a membrane-bound enzyme called adenylyl cyclase, which converts ATP to CAMP, or CAMP. CAMP bind to CAMP-dependent protein kinase A, or pKa. The active subunits of pKa then phosphorylate calcium channels, allowing calcium in the cell. The calcium influx from these calcium channels attach to ion-gated receptors on the sarcoplasmic reticulum called ryanodine receptors. The sarcoplasmic reticulum is the calcium storage that will eventually release enough calcium to initiate muscle contraction. This muscle contraction happens when enough calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum binds to a troponin complex, specifically a structure named troponin C. Troponin C changes the shape of the rest of the structure, and what this does is it uncovers actin binding sites of the filament. Myosin is a structure found in most muscle cells, and it's responsible for pulling actin filaments and creating contraction in the muscle. To sum it up, heartbeats happen when seeing something scary. This tells your hypothalamus to activate your sympathetic nervous system and release norepinephrine. Norepinephrine binds to your heart, thus increasing your heart rate through a CAMP-dependent pathway. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you learned something and have a nice day. Hey, Buster.